we're gonna do some cooking. I'm gonna make a chestnut cake. I love chestnuts. There's a lot of traditional recipes, traditional Maltese recipes that use chestnuts. This one is not one of those. This is just a recipe that I've never had before and wanted to try. If you want to follow along, we are preheating. It should be 400 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 200 degrees Celsius. So if you hear like little weird clicks or whatever, that's just my oven getting ready to burn. Chestnut flour. I have 400 grams of chestnut flour. Oh, but this bag is almost 400 grams. So I'm gonna use the whole bag. Chestnut flour. That's one. Let's do these. Oh. Making a mess. A pinch of salt. Sure. People who like to follow recipes exactly are gonna hate this. Sorry. Now I'm supposed to add 2 cups of water to this. I've already measured. This is 2 cups here. So that's a good thing to know if you don't have big liquid ones. If you have one of these fat mason jars, right under the little first lip. 2 cups. The more you know. And then I just got rid of the electric part of this whisk because, honestly, whisk! I had someone once tell me that it's not so much measurements with baking, is that you always want to look for particular textures. So different kinds of like baked goods will have different textures of batter. So you just kind of alternate between your dry and your wet things to get the texture. And this looks like cake batter texture, so hooray. That was very easy. I actually really love baking and cooking. I just get really stressed when it's under pressure. Being filmed is causing me pressure. I'll just like stock photo a really delicious cake at the end, and you'll think that that's what I made. This is gonna go in the oven. It's supposed to only bake for 15 minutes. That seems incredibly short for a cake. I didn't have fresh rosemary, and the grocery store by my house was actually out of fresh rosemary. So I used dried rosemary. I know it's not as good, but it's really just a little sprig of garnish from what I gather. So that's okay. And then it's supposed to have pine nuts crushed up. If you want my honest opinion, pine nuts are the nut of the rich. Those things are so expensive. I don't have them. I got pistachios. I like pistachios and chestnuts together. It's going to be green, which is also super pretty. And it's more in my price range. I think I value the pistachio as a nut. Pistachios, they make you work for it, you know? They're the nut of the hard workers. And that's and that I can get behind. And sprinkling the pistachios, rosemary, and orange zest on top because it's halfway through, and then it'll have half of the time to bake onto it. It was supposed to be before it went in the oven, but again, I know my oven's crazy hot, and I know it'll just burn anything on top, so I'm going halfway through. So far, it's looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. I have it cooling on this rack that you can see. I don't know if I would call it a success, largely because I think my pan was too big, so it actually didn't rise up like a cake. It spread out. It looks like a scone, actually. So I think I'm going to cut them into triangles and I'm going to have chestnut scones. Not a total screw up of an experiment. And I really just wanted to bake a lot of things with chestnuts because there's so many traditional Maltese recipes that I love that are made with chestnuts, and I was actually trying to get some chestnut pie ingredients when I saw this chestnut flour recipe for a chestnut cake and was like, oh, well maybe I will try that. So I think I would like to film more little chestnut recipes to share some delicious food with all of you, and yeah, I think it's a fun way to try out a little recipe, share a little bit of things that I like to make. It's hard to see with my lighting, but it's actually a tasty little looking scone. It looks quite dense, but also it's cooked, so that's good. Or it's baked, I should say. Okay. Definitely tastes like a scone and not a cake. Cake is misleading. And also, it's not as good as Maltese chestnut pie or chestnut torts, which I will make. But it's yummy. It needs to be more sweet, I think. I just got a bite of orange. I'm just gonna add a little slice of orange on top. I should have known this because Maltese chestnut hot chocolate has a lot of orange in it. Oh my gosh, this is the biggest bite in the world. To see if that changes things. Okay, pretty good first go. I would add more orange zest, and I would get maybe like a loaf pan even, just so that it can rise up more and not be so like dense like a scone. Because I don't even know if I can finish this piece. It's a lot. It's a lot. Chestnut cake. We made it. No, it's good. It's good. And I cannot wait to share more chestnut recipes with you all. If you want to see them. I'm going to make them anyway, so hopefully you watch them. Bye!